Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to our channel, your go-to place for all the drama, triumphs, heartbreaks, and unexpected twists swirling inside Britain's most famous family. Today's story is dripping with glitter, envy, and that old haunting ghost in pearls, yes, Diana herself. Because what started as just another polished evening of royal protocol turned into a subtle showdown, a jewel-fueled power play that's left the House of Windsor buzzing. At the very center, Catherine, Princess of Wales, a tiara once wrapped around Diana's troubled brow, and Queen Camilla, who may still be struggling with the uncomfortable truth that some crowns can never really be hers. So pour yourself a cup of tea, or maybe something a bit stronger, because we're diving deep into a sparkling saga of rivalry, legacy, and the question that refuses to fade: can love or jewels truly heal old wounds? Now, you might think royal jewels are just dazzling baubles. But in the world of Buckingham Palace, every necklace, every tiara, every glint of diamond carries the weight of centuries, of whispered scandals, of carefully curated power. And none more so than the piece that started it all, the legendary Lover's Knot tiara. On the surface, it's simply breathtaking, a regal cluster of glittering diamonds and 19 dangling pearls, crafted into passionate lovers' knots over a century ago. But peel back that beauty, and you'll find a story soaked in longing, betrayal, and the sort of heartbreak that tabloids and fairy tales feast on. Originally designed in 1914 for Queen Mary, it passed through the hands of Queen Elizabeth II and finally, fatefully, landed on the head of a shy young lady Diana Spencer in 1981, a wedding gift that seemed more burden than blessing. Diana would go on to wear it at state banquets and official tours, even while her private world crumbled. It was heavy, literally painful, according to insiders. A silent echo of her public life, glorious to behold, excruciating underneath. But the power of that tiara wasn't just in its stones. It was the symbol, Diana's resilience, her tragic grace, the way she smiled through storms. When she uttered those immortal words on TV, "There were 3 of us in this marriage," so it was a bit crowded. The entire world didn't just see a princess. They saw a woman crushed by an affair, an institution, and a future queen, Camilla. And so after Diana's death, the Lover's Knot was quietly locked away, vanishing into the velvet dark of the royal vaults for nearly 2 decades. Until it emerged, not on Camilla's head, despite her marriage to Charles and new title as Duchess of Cornwall, but on Catherine's. The new bride of William, Diana's son. The next queen. Imagine the whispers. Because make no mistake, this wasn't just accessorizing. This was a ghost coming back to dance. So fast forward to that glittering night in Buckingham Palace. The annual diplomatic corps reception. A global parade of ambassadors, ministers, and power players, all eyes eager for royal spectacle. Catherine walked in, slender, smiling, seemingly effortless in a floor-length gown. And perched atop her head, the Lover's Knot. People didn't just look. They stared. Conversations stopped. Glasses hovered half-raised. Because suddenly, it was as if Diana herself had returned, shimmering under the chandeliers. And then came Camilla. Graceful, certainly after decades of rebuilding her reputation, she's perfected the royal glide. Her own tiara, a magnificent sapphire piece, glistened dutifully. But on her face, those who were close enough to catch it saw the tiniest stiffening. A glance, just a fraction too long, at Catherine's crown. Then a quick turn away. In that fleeting shift, a lifetime of tangled emotion seemed to spill out. Regret. Jealousy. Simply old wounds. Who could say? But the air thickened. Because for Camilla, that tiara represented not just Diana, the rival who forever captured global affection, but also the relentless truth that some jewels don't bend to rank or protocol. They bend to public memory. And the public's heart still beats with Diana, now reflected in Catherine. Royal insiders say Camilla managed polite smiles that evening, moving gracefully through her conversations. But later, safely behind palace doors, the calm cracked. Sources whisper of tears. A queen undone by a jewel that had slipped from her grasp long before she ever had the chance to wear it. So how did it come to this? Well, after Queen Elizabeth II died, there was the massive task of deciding who would inherit her mountain of jewels, a treasure trove so vast, it could overshadow small nations. Traditionally, the new queen consort gets first pick. Many expected Camilla would reach straight for the lover's knot. Instead, the tiara landed firmly on Catherine's brow. According to trusted royal watchers, this was no accident. It seems Elizabeth had quietly ensured Diana's legacy would live on through Catherine. A final personal gift to her granddaughter-in-law, bypassing old complications. Charles reportedly supported the choice, aware of how it might soothe old public wounds. Once assigned, the rule is ironclad: the tiara belongs to Catherine for life. It will never grace Camilla's head. And the people loved it. When Catherine wore the lover's knot, social media exploded. Side-by-side images of her and Diana went viral. Commenters hailed her as the new people's princess. Some even crowned her Queen of Hearts 2.0. Meanwhile, Camilla's carefully rebuilt public image seemed to fade, a bit player in a story still overshadowed by the ghost of Diana. So what did Camilla do? She made her own move. At another high-profile event, she donned the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, Queen Elizabeth's absolute favourite, often called Granny's tiara. A not-so-subtle bid to align herself directly with Elizabeth's legacy. It was clever. But it didn't catch fire. The press covered it politely, but it lacked the emotional electricity of Catherine's appearance. No viral memes. No teary nostalgia. Just a queen consort in a beautiful piece, overshadowed once again by a past she could never rewrite. And here's where the real tragedy or poetic justice, depending on your view, emerges. Because this isn't just about diamonds. It's about how the British monarchy truly works. Titles pass by law. But love passes by heart. And in the court of public opinion, Catherine reigns supreme, carrying Diana's spirit forward in a way that no title can ever force. It's also worth noting this rivalry didn't just spring up from nowhere. Back when William first introduced Kate Middleton to the royal circle, Camilla was reportedly skeptical. Kate was warm, discreet, but, crucially, a commoner. Her parents were self-made millionaires, not landed aristocrats. To Camilla, who clawed her way back from scandal and struggled for years to be accepted, Kate seemed almost irritatingly perfect. Loved by the press from day one, effortlessly adored by the public. This tension simmered quietly for years. The tiara? It simply made what was long hidden shine under a very bright light. So here we are. A royal family trying desperately to modernize, to hold itself together in a world far less forgiving of privilege than ever before. Camilla wears the crown. But Catherine wears something more powerful, a legacy. When she places that tiara atop her head, it isn't just jewelry. It's a promise to continue what Diana started: compassion, openness, vulnerability. It's a mirror reflecting the monarchy's attempt to keep up with a world that demands authenticity over bloodline. And maybe that's why Camilla still flinches, just a bit. Because no matter how dazzling her own gems, they can't outshine the memory that lives on, shimmering gently in Catherine's smile. So what do you think? Was this just an innocent piece of royal fashion, or a carefully played hand in the quiet chess match of royal influence? Are you Team Catherine, feeling that she's rightly inherited Diana's story? Or do you have sympathy for Camilla, forever living in the shadow of a crown she'll never quite wear? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love stories about hidden rivalries, whispered heartbreaks, and the human side of these towering palaces, be sure to like this video and subscribe. Because trust me, the jewels may sparkle, but it's the secrets that truly shine.